Dundee United 2, Kilmarnock 0, and the completion of United's best festive period in years as win number 4 out of as many outings came via second-half blast after Killie had actually threatened to make a game of it in an opening period which had originally promised so much for the on-song hosts during the very, very early stages. Visiting keeper Lekovic contributed a handful of quality saves to deny United before Bobby Williamson's rugby parkers discovered their own forum, and only an Eric Pedersen goal line clearance for United denied Jim McIntyre. But the second half belonged to United and to veteran skipper Maurice Malpass in particular. He raced forward from his defensive role to power in the opener in 57 minutes with a header from an Andy McLaren corner. And 5 minutes later, well, it was all over for Killie when Ray McKinnon controlled the loose ball some 30 yards from goal before powering home a spectacular clincher. United are certainly on fire at the moment, with not only full points for their last 4 games, but not a goal conceded amongst them. Who says a return to Europe is out of the question for next season? The result again, Dundee United 2, Kilmarnock 0.
Tommy McLean and Dundee United riding high, 3rd position in the table. Charlie, can you put your finger on what the transformation is at Tannadice?
Oh, I think it's mainly their confidence has grown. They've been organised by Tommy McLean. I think the Burke are good young players, and I think in particular we've brought good organisation around his whole system now. But when you have good pace up front, which he's got, and Winters in particular, McLaren on the right, you know, very pacey players, I think that combination makes it a worrying sign for the rest of the teams. And they are on, there's no doubt that they're the most improved side so far, but the organisation and the speed of the youngsters is really getting them results now. They're flying high.
Steve, Maurice Malpass said through the week that Jim McLean and Tommy are 2 totally different types of managers. Does that surprise you?
No, not really. I know Jim and I know Tommy, and their characters are different, although they're heavily in love with the game of football. And but it's interesting to see them working together and working successfully together. It seems to be a great combination.
And again, Tommy proving he's a shrewd cookie in the transfer market.
Yeah, they've made a couple of good buys, and I know they're looking still to strengthen. So and this is a good time when you're the best time to strengthen really is when you're doing well.
Against Kilmarnock, Bobby Williamson, Kilmarnock were just a little bit rejuvenated when he actually got the full-time post, Charlie. But again, with every high, there's got to be a low somewhere along the way.
Well, there'll always be a time for Kilmarnock where something was going to end. I think if there was one game they didn't want to pick, it was Tannadice today, because they are definitely in for him, Team Dundee United just now, and facing them at this time. And I think they've had a couple of weeks break now, Kilmarnock having any games, so you know the rest has obviously disrupted them a little bit, disrupted their fluency. But I'm sure Bobby will keep them going. They'll be motivated to get out of that 8th spot at the moment, so I think they could do that.
You mentioned their position in the league. Just briefly, out of Kilmarnock, Motherwell and Raith Rovers, could you put your finger on which one you feel is in the greatest danger?
Well, I think Raith Rovers are in the greatest danger. I think they're going to struggle to score a lot of goals. I see Lennon score from midfield again today. Ruge and that hasn't really contributed goal scoring wise. Their forwards have struggled to score goals. When that happens, the confidence usually drops. And I see the mainly worrying sight, I think, in the bottom is probably for Raith.
Dundee United went into this game with 3 holiday wins behind them, and they're playing with a confidence not felt at Tannadice for years. Andy McLaren twice denied there early on for them. Well, to say that Kilmarnock endured a first-half bombardment would be an understatement. Here's Olafson's cross for Mark Perry, off the post. Bobby Williamson's men had marked Reilly's free kick to count as their best chance of the first 45 minutes, which amazingly ended goalless. The scoreline changed 13 minutes after the restart. Maurice Malpass, the veteran who's playing some of the best football of his career, makes United's possession count. McLaren with a corner and a great bullet of a header by the United assistant manager. And then it was 2-0. Pedersen's free kick only half cleared. Ray McKinnon! What a goal by the midfielder! Killie dead and buried now. 2-0 to United. Just look at the power in this shot here. A rival for Jörg Alberts. Some power. Well, United now going for a third. One of their best players this season undoubtedly has been Robbie Winters. Here's his effort. Blocked well there by Lekovic in goal. We haven't yet heard the name of Paul Wright mentioned, the Kilmarnock striker. Here he is now. And that's a great block in the line by Grant Johnston. But it wasn't to be for Kilmarnock. United made it 4 wins on the trot. The last chance fell to them. Kjell Olafsson's cross. Picked up by Andy McLaren. But it remained 2-0 to United.